All right. It feels like we just did this. Just finished Feedback Friday live at 5. Now we are back on for a special update on Monday. Uh, Rachel, do we have a creative name for what we're calling Mondays? What we're going to call this?
I need some
Massive
lines.
Update Monday.
There you go. Yeah, as long as it has alliteration, I'm a fan.
Yeah, Magic Monday. Meaningful work Monday. We could keep going. But we do want to take this time. We know this is short notice and last minute. We do want to provide our school site fam with a quick update. Know that it is February 5th, Monday. I am Central Standard Time, and it is 6:30, and that means that there was supposed to have been a release. And as we have been building out School Psych AI, like we always want to have a spirit of transparency. And in the spirit of transparency, we are not ready to release straight up. We have made a lot of really good progress. We've tested a little bit, but the reality is, School Psych fam, we still have a little ways to go. We just met with our internal team. We talked about, hey, like we can put it out, um, which could have been good, but we want to make sure that once it's released, that you all can use it right away. We know that school psychologists were overworked, under resourced, frustrated, and some of us are frankly thinking about leaving the field. And because of all of those things, it just wouldn't be fair for us to put something out into the world that just wasn't ready to really make a difference in the work that you do day to day. So, what we're going to do, we're going to pause the release on today, and what we're gonna do, we are going to push it to next Monday. Now, why does next Monday work? Next Monday works because it's NAS week, right? It's the National Association of School Psychologists annual convention. I'll be there. Rachel, are you going to be there?
I'm definitely going to be there. Looking
All
forward to
right.
it.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of us in the building, but really we're going to push it to next Monday to give our internal team the time that we need to do it justice to get it right. We also want to make sure that we have beta testers. We want to make sure that we can get it into the hands of our beta testers to do a comprehensive test to be able to give us the feedback that we need. We've done a little bit of beta testing, and then we iterated. In that latest iteration, we haven't got the beta testing, and we want to be able to do that as well. So if you're just tuning in, if you're just catching us, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, we are pausing our release of Sophia Report Writer. It was supposed to have gone out today. We are going to push it back to next Monday, February 12th. Yeah, Rachel, did I miss anything?
I think just the trial period, if you wanted to talk about that.
Yep. Gonna get into the trial period. And if you're here, I see those numbers are inching up. Feel free to say hey in the chat. Ask us questions. Rachel, we still gonna give the people a demo. I'm gonna get to the timeline, but Rachel, start getting that demo. Let's cue it up because we want to show y'all what we've worked so hard on. Um, One important update as well. So we are pausing. The release is anticipated next Monday, February 12th. If you signed up for a free trial last Monday, which would have been January 29th, to today, it was a 7-day free trial. You might have signed up thinking, hey, like I'm signing up because I want to be ready for February 5th to test out the report writer. We've talked about it. We don't want to let you down. We don't want to disappoint you. So, what we are going to do, your free trial will be extended to uh, February 16th, 2024. That way, whether we release earlier, maybe, whether we release next week, whether we run into some more delays and we have to release next Wednesday, we want to give flexibility and make sure that you have enough time. And so your free trial will be extended until next Friday, February 16th, 2024. I see a question that just came in. I do have one more part. This question just came in. Are you showing us the demo on this live? Yes. So go tell your friends, tag people. We are going to show the demo live right now, y'all. Full transparency. It might work great. We might run into some bugs, but we're gonna show you. All right. And then just the last part. If you are a new user, meaning that you sign up tomorrow before the new release, you will have access to a 14-day free trial, which will cover you up through next Friday as well. Listen, we are building in real time. Um, Things will go great, things might not go great. And I am committed to being transparent each step of the way. Listen, this is how transparent it is. Y'all can see behind me, but on my right, School Psych AI, we are going to have a booth. Let us know if you're going to be at NAS. We'll be there too. I have all my stuff ready for NAS. And even behind us, we got some shirts right here. Some shirts going. We got some packages. So we're in grind mode and we are getting ready. But yeah, so I see we have one question, and then Rachel, I will throw it over to you for the demo. But get into this question: is the trial for the premium version? Yes, the trial, the free trial. If you sign up for a premium version, you will have access to it. One important note that originally we said that the report writer was going to be only for premium users. Well, again, like we're a psychologist by training. Rachel is still in the field. We want to make sure that you all have access to tools. So instead of saying, look, you have to have premium to get access to it, we switched that. And now if you're a user, you will at least be able to trial it at least one time. But what we're saying from now through next week, uh, you're going to have access to that free trial. So you're going to want to sign up. All right. Rachel, I'll throw it to you before you go to the demo. Anything that I missed, anything I need to clarify, anything you want to clarify or add?
I don't think so. I think we're ready to dive in.
All right, cool. Okay, one more thing before we dive into the demo. Look, y'all, tag y'all friends. So Rachel and I, like, we can only see it literally just says Facebook user. So someone said, hi there. Hi there, Facebook user. Like, can y'all put your names inside the chat? Like, I would love to know, like, who's here, who we're talking to, just to make it a little bit more personal as we go along. Um, yeah, Rachel, let's get into this demo. I'll throw it over to you, Rachel. And please, y'all, ask questions inside the chat. Like, let us know. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? We want to be transparent, so I'll give you my honest answers as best I can. What's up, Maggie? Maggie from Pittsburgh in the building. All right, we got Kim from Canada. Look, shout out to Canada, y'all. We have so many users from Canada. Of course, it's the states. Our most users in Canada. We have users from the UK. So shout out to our neighbors up north. Monica from SoCal, sunny SoCal. What's up, Monica? Make sure y'all are tagging your friends. Come join on this live. Late breaking news. If you just joining us, we are pushing the release of the report writer to next Monday. And right now, Rachel is going to walk us through a demo. And Rachel, this is the last thing. Then I'm going on mute. Y'all, listen. We know things work when they're supposed to work, and sometimes it's bugs and glitches. And we are building in real time, so we're gonna hope for the best. But if it doesn't, y'all just send us some positive emojis, some beams of light inside the chat, and we're gonna keep rocking. Rachel, I'll throw it to you.
Okay. So this is what the Sophia report writer looks like. And as you can see, it has the word strength based in the title. And that's something that was really important to us and to you all as we were getting feedback and building this out. So I'll just kind of walk you through what the different pieces are and how it's going to help save time. So, and I've got two different monitors going. So if I'm looking over here, it's because I'm looking at the report writer as we go along. So as you can see, it starts off with this, what I've been calling the shell, which has kind of the foundational pieces in all of our reports, right? The background information, referral questions, the components of the evaluation plan, the findings, and ultimately the summary, how it impacts that student, a spot for recommendations, and then strengths again at the end. Because we know that as we're going through that evaluation process, we're gathering even more information on strengths. So as you can see, our report, it says strength-based, and we really meant that. It starts and ends with student strengths. So how you can edit this shell is in a couple of different ways. Over on the side panel here, it looks like you can see my mouse okay. I can just click on demographic information. And I know for me, I can write and rewrite and rewrite the same dates, the same student's name over and over again. And so what this side panel will do is basically find and replace all of these pieces of information within the report shell. So every time that student's first name shows up, it's going to replace it for you. So you only have to type it one time. Now I'm just going to go through, we're going to make this report about me. And I'm going to put some information in here. For date of birth, there's the calendar feature. You can't see it on my on your end, but for me, it's a calendar that I can go in and click on to navigate to the date. I'm just going to pick some random things here. We've got a drop down for pronouns. So I'm going to choose mine, she, her, hers. I'm going to just pick some random things in here, an age.
Hey, Rachel, real quick.
Yeah.
I bet pronouns, one note there. And I'll talk to my engineer about it. Can you click that drop down real quick, please?
Yep.
It's important to call this out. Okay, we might not be able to see it just as a function of the screen share, but it'll say for if those who identify he, him, his, instead of he, him, his, it'll be he, his, him. And I know you might see that and think it doesn't make any sense. I know I said the same thing. It doesn't make any sense. But for the logic for the engineers, it has to be in that order so that when it populates in the report, it populates the correct way. So that's why it's backwards. Rachel.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to pick some more random information for this field just so we can get to the good parts. Pick my referral day. All right. We'll do this example. And these dates probably don't even make sense. I'm just clicking around in real time. Okay. And then Byron, I'm going to make you my school psychologist.
Let's do it. All right.
Okay. And then once you have all of these fields typed in, whether it's the drop down, the calendar, or just typing in the information, you'll click on update and it generates throughout the report. That's my favorite part, is to watch the magic happen. So as you can see, my first and last name is there. My fake birthday at my example elementary school, all of that information is there. And you can see going through, like, my name populates everywhere that it will exist within this report shell. So that's going to save us tons of time as we're going through our reports. I'll stop there in case there's any comments. I'm not able to see if there's comments or not yet.
I'm not seeing anything come through, but if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, please let us know. Do you think something like that is helpful? Just inputting the demographic information, then it auto populates throughout the entire report. We thought that would be a massive time saver. So let us know what your thoughts are about that, Rachel.
Okay. So the next step, once you have all of the demographic information in here, you'll just hit the back arrow and then you'll be able to go to assessments. And then you'll be able to click on this one here. And it looks like it's locked for me. But what it will do is drop that same information within this report. I'm actually going to stop screen sharing and see if I can reset it for myself so that I can demo the assessment piece.
Yeah, and as Rachel is resetting that part of it, one of the cool things that our team has been working on, and what we were thinking we'd be able to do today, is to release not just the WISC, but 5 different assessments, which would have been, really, really neat. And so those 5 assessments that we have, what we're going to do, we are going to slowly roll those out. And so the hope is by next Monday, you all will be able to access those. And when I say slowly roll those out for our internal team, like across this week, so that when you all log in on February 12th, you all will have access to those 5 assessments. And those 5 assessments, Rachel, do you have those? It's the WIS, the KCEA, the BASC, the ABAS, and one more, the brief.
Yep.
Nailed it.
All right. I think I've got it working. So I'm going to hit share screen again.
All right.
Okay.
And as Rachel is doing that, y'all, please, if you have questions, just feedback, please, like talk to us. We don't just want to be talking to y'all, like talk to us.
All right, let's try this again. So on the assessment list, right now it just has the WISC 5, but we're going to continue to build these out, just like Byron mentioned. So I'm going to click on this. Let's say I just gave this assessment and I'm ready to plug it into this student's evaluation report. So I would click on the WISC 5, and then at the top it's asking what day did I administer this. So we're just going to put in some fake date and then some fake data in here. Let's do, this would be a really interesting profile if this was real. Okay, and then let's say overall score. So as you're plugging in those subtests and composite scores, you'll see down at the bottom, there's even a spot for testing observations. So I might put something and then write some more. I'm going to say that I tried my best. All right, and then you'll click to add to report. And then you'll see now next to the WISC, this is what it was showing me earlier. It'll show you this green shield, meaning you've finished it and it's in the report. So now when we come back over to the shell and I'm scrolling down, it automatically added in my assessment plan section the name of the test and the day that I gave it. And then down below, all the interviews and observations, it's got the template right here. And the way that we've built out a lot of our assessments is super consistent, just for readability, making sure that whoever's reading the report consistently knows kind of where to find the information. So each of the assessments that we've built out has the test purpose and description written in very accessible, parent-friendly terms. And then because if you know me and you know I like to color code, I couldn't not do that here. So we have for easy just interpretation to quickly make meaning of the assessment data. Everything average is in that green. Blues and purples are areas of strength. And then areas that are emerging skills or things that are potential areas of need are going to show up in that yellow, orange, and red. And then it's ready for me to edit. So it's got all of the, if there's any variations from standardization, if that occurred for whatever reason, I would just come in here and edit. So I can fully edit this. I can delete it. I can type whatever I want to. You can see I started the sentence, Rachel gave her best effort. I can add more to this. And then for the specific test results, this is the best part. This is the time saver, I think. But it's going to drop in the name of the test, a good description where parents and school team members and everyone on the team is going to know really what was required of that student during that assessment. It'll give you the score. It's calculating our national percentile rank for us, and then our descriptive interpretation. So For a lot of the first part of this assessment, it looks like I did pretty good, right where I'm supposed to be. And then as we move along, you can see where there might be some potential area of need. My working memory and processing speed need some support here. And then underneath, you'll see test interpretation. I can go in and edit those. It gives descriptions based on the scores. So for verbal comprehension, it's showing me that I performed in the average range, whereas working memory and processing speed, it's showing up matching what my table says. And so this is designed to not be the final product, but something that's really easily customizable, saving us a lot of time just getting the initial pieces on paper, and we can edit from there. So if there were specific things that we wanted to add, something that we noticed during a processing speed subtest, like I could keep adding and typing within the report. And there's also, and speaking of customization, there's some features up at the top as well. So if I wanted to make a particular section bold, if I wanted to highlight this part and make it bold, we have that functionality right within our report writer. And then as we're going through, I can add some recommendations if I notice something. I'm going to continue to add strengths, like Rachel's verbal comprehension skills are pretty good. So I can write that right here. And then once you're finished with all the assessments, all of the interviews and observations that are ready for you to start customizing, you'll hit that export button at the top and it will remain customizable. So as you export it, and then if something else needs to change or you want to format it even more, you'll have that flexibility to do so. Is there anything else, Byron, that you wanted me to highlight here?
Yeah, Rachel, you were in your zone. We had a special guest appearance from Sophia. Sophia is in the chat, and Sophia just dropped some flame emojis. So Sophia was loving what's possible. So shout out to Sophia. And then we got Jackie from Minnesota in the building as well. Um, one of the things one of the reasons that we moved towards this model so quickly was because if you can Rachel, if you can scroll to the WIS table, what was happening just on the conversations feature that we had when users were asking Sophia to interpret some of these different scale scores, composite scores, we learned that AI doesn't get it all the way accurate. And that's a problem, to be honest, to be frank. We are in a profession where like accuracy matters. And so on this part, we are actually not using artificial intelligence to do the interpretation. And we are using business logic and some other technology to make sure that we are getting it 100% accurate. That's important and that matters. So I wanted to make sure that we called that out. And then, Rachel, the other thing that you have before I get to one of the comments here is earlier you mentioned that we start with strengths and we end with strengths as well. So I would kind of love if you could just kind of show again, like what you mean by we start with strengths and we end with strengths.
Sure. So right after demographic information, we wanted the very first section where there's actual text to be about the students' unique talents, their strengths, their interests, and really make sure that we set the stage for we're talking about a human that has those unique set of strengths that they bring to the table, regardless of referral question. So we made sure that that was front and center. And then to bookend that, we also included a section at the end, a summary of strengths, because you might have all of the strengths that you already know about the student when you're doing that review of records and initial interviews. But as you're going through the assessment process, you uncover even more of those strengths and areas of interest and things that their brains do really easily. So we wanted to make sure that that could be captured as well right before you sign the evaluation report at the end. So we wanted those to kind of bookend each other.
Yeah, and then we have a comment that just came through. How many raters can be integrated in the BAS template?
This is an interesting question because we've had some conversation around the number of raters that is appropriate. Um,
Let's be honest, Rachel. Let's be honest. Let's talk now. Listen, we let's talk about it. Let's talk about
okay,
it, y'all. Go ahead, Rachel.
okay. As we were building out kind of the initial stages of the basque, someone on our internal team asked Byron and I, so how many parent and teacher raters are we going to need? And it was really funny, and we're smiling because it was very different, each of our responses. So I'll just say that maybe through learning from others, I've realized that I spend a lot of time on rating scales. At one point, I said, well, it would be nice to have two parent columns and then I don't know, four or five teacher columns. And Byron, if you want to jump into what you normally do and the
Now,
reaction we got
listen.
to that.
If y'all see Rachel at NAS, y'all better run the other way because she's likely to give you a basque right there to fill out. She's like, Oprah, you get a basque, you get a basque. Everybody's getting a basque with Rachel. Where I'm from on the East Coast, and I work elementary, middle, high school, like one parent rater and then two teacher raters. You get enough information to answer the question. That's how I operate it. And look, uh, different states require different things. So, to answer the question, we wanted to make sure we provide enough. But I think the first template had what? How many, Rachel?
Like seven. Yeah.
Yes. So look, and now that because we can't see who asked that question, Rachel, I'm wondering if it's you if you put that question in there, or
No,
if you've been plotting with somebody to act like, nah, it's all good. And then shout out to Brandon. Brandon has been supporting for a while. Brandon's a good people. So what's up, Brandon? Look, here we go. There it is. Rachel. Brandon says one parent plus two teachers is how we do it in Philly. Good stuff. Good stuff. Um, Rachel, I know we're approaching 7 p.m. So is there? Okay, we have one more. Let's see. This is Maggie from Pittsburgh. I typically have two parent columns and three teacher columns, depending on age. There we go. Okay.
thank you for that validation, Maggie. But I guess to answer the actual question, how many are we going to be able to integrate? I think as much as Maggie and I would want, but as few as Byron and Brandon would want. I think it'll be pretty customizable to where if there's not data in there, it won't pull over for you. So it'll be customizable.
Awesome, awesome. And then Rachel, if you could, because I want to make sure that we're not going too long here, but can you click the back arrow to close out of the assessment list? And then you can see there's just two sections where it says coming soon. So the chat capability and then the summarizer. If you've been using the platform, you know that you can summarize reports. And so we are going to integrate essentially all of the different features that we have into just one coherent workflow instead of having separate things. And so once you finish the report, you can say, hey, this is great. Now let me export this and summarize it. You'll be able to summarize it right there on the spot. And then what I'm really excited about is integrating Sophia into this report writer editor. Well, what does that mean? What that means is you'll be able to select student strengths and say, hey, Sophia, help me elaborate on this a little bit more. Or, Rachel, if you scroll down to the WIS section and you select, let's say, processing speed, you might select that section and say, now rephrase this in a parent friendly way. So that way, we're really now leveraging AI to do some of the things that we know AI is really good for. So, Rachel, anything that we missed? Any closing words as we start to wrap up?
I don't think so.
All right, y'all. Again, we thank you for rocking with us, y'all. We know that there might be some frustration, and we get it. We know some people might be disappointed it didn't come out today. As the founder of School Psych AI, it's important to me that we get it right, instead of getting it out first. Um, and that's just the reality of the matter. I'm been a practicing school psychologist. I want to make sure that we're providing a tool that you can use to make your jobs better, straight up. So that's it. That's all we got. This live will be available on our YouTube page as well as our Facebook page. And as always, reach out if you have any questions. Thank you all so much. Brandon, Maggie, Jackie, I think I got Kim from Canada. Thank you all, and any others. Thank you for joining us. Thank you all so much.